A few vlogs ago, I was talking about the Super Game Boy, and I brought up this item. This is a copy of Galaga and Galaxian Arcade Classics number 3 on Game Boy. And, well, there's the game and the instruction manual. You may have noticed, and I think I actually mentioned, that this is not an original Game Boy box. In fact, Game Boy boxes were just kind of somewhat flimsy cardboard things, and most of them got chucked away. If the fact that you can never find a Game Boy game boxed anymore is anything to go by, a lot of them just got thrown. So finding a boxed Game Boy game nowadays is very, very difficult. How on earth are you supposed to protect them then? Well, you could get a nice case for your cartridges. That would be good. But if you've got the manual, then it's a little bit more tricky. Enter this fantastic DS-style game case. And it's quite good. Here's an empty one, so you can see what it looks like. Well, it's not quite empty. It's got Tetris in it. Two of the few Game Boy games I actually own. It is roughly the same size and shape and dimensions as a NTSC DS game. In fact, to the naked eye, you can't really tell them apart. This one's a little bit squarer and quite a bit lighter. The build quality is not as strong. It doesn't quite close as well. It's a bit flimsy. The closing mechanism. That probably sounded awful on mic. I apologise. But otherwise, it is virtually identical to the DS games. And when they are together, if I just put the two together, they do look the part when they're on the shelf next to each other. Doesn't that look great? So it's a really nice way of keeping your collection. Well, you can keep your Game Boy games with your DS games, and they look like they're in a nice row. Your handheld Nintendo consoles, because 3DS cartridges go in a similar sort of box as well. If you so desired, if you had such a case and you happen to have some Game Boy Advance games that aren't boxed, well, I believe these will fit in as well. So I think it goes in the bottom, and give it a bit of a push. And there you are. It doesn't look quite as good as a full-on Game Boy or Game Boy Color game, but they still fit in there nicely, and they're a good way of keeping them. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Because a lot of my GBA cartridges are just kind of out. I've got a lot of DS cartridges that are just out and loose, and it's not really... they're not looked after. So this is a really nice way of looking after them while having them out in your collection nicely on your shelf. So you can get these. They're on eBay. I think the trouble is they're not cheap. I think they cost like £6. I'm probably wrong there, because that seems a lot, but yeah, they are about £6. £5.75 on the website. Well, you can get them on the website. You can get them on eBay if you want. And really, I think if you've got a lot of Game Boy games, then I would perhaps think about whether it's worth spending £6 per case. When you consider the fact that DS cases, if you can get those cheap, then they can hold GBA games, so that might be a solution. But, you know, for certain games, like for your favourite games in your collection, perhaps, some of your top Game Boy and GBC games, maybe consider it. You can find nice templates online. I didn't make this cover art. I actually found it online. I think it was on the Cover Project. I think that was the website. Just print it off and it goes in nicely. And yeah, they're a good solution, I think. They're just not a cheap solution. So that's that. That's the Universal Game Case from Retro6. It's very, very cool. And they do quite a few nice items. They've got things like replacement shells for handhelds. They've got they've got repair kits and mods. They've got like screen mods for Game Boys and Game Boy Advances. Yeah, they'll do all sorts. Very, very good. Very, very good shop. Just not the cheapest. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't know where I'm going with this one. Let's just let it happen.